Welcome to another edition of What's Next Longevity Deal Talk. Today, Spiro 100 partners with Discover Live, and Toy Labs grows partnerships for its smart toilet seat. First, this. Our sponsor in this episode is Magnolia. Here is CEO and co-founder Liz Tarullo.
Magnolia is a company that provides family caregivers all the tools they need to support their loved ones as they age in community. As more families navigate the transition of aging in place, we know the process can be complex, overwhelming, and very expensive. Magnolia members have access to aging experts to provide personalized guidance, exclusive discounts on relevant services, and a simple platform to manage finances. If you're in the business of caring for older adults, we'd love to hear from you. Write to us at hello@joinmagnolia.com.
I'm Fred Fishkin along with Mary Furlong. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Fred. This should be a wonderful podcast.
It should. We have some great guests. First, from Spiro 100 Senior Fitness and Wellness CEO Mark Scher. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Fred. Hey, Mary. How you guys doing?
And from Discover Live, founder and CEO Jay Way. Hi, Jay.
Hey, Fred and everybody. Thanks for having us here.
And co-founder and CMO Tricia Norton. Hi, Tricia.
Hi, thank you, everyone. Hi, Fred.
We're so glad to have you here on Longevity Deal Talk. And we've so enjoyed our relationship with Spiro and Discover Live. So exciting to hear what you have to say.
And they have some news to tell us about, Mary. First, a bit of background, Mark. Tell our audience more about Spiro 100 and the great work that you're doing.
Yeah, first of all, thanks so much for having us on the podcast. Always nice to see Fred and Mary, and obviously Tricia and Jay are going to be with us as well, and we're going to be having a great partnership with them that we're going to be talking about today. But Spiro 100 specifically, we are a senior fitness and wellness company. We do digital programming. We've partnered with several of the best instructors in the country, 4 International Instructors of the Year. We have the creator of a program called Fall Proof, which is statistically the #1 fall risk reduction program in the country on our team. We partner all these great experts up with our Emmy-nominated producer to create content that is perfect for the older population.
Mark, I think I know 4 people that fell who are 75 this week, and they all need that class. So it's really important. Your programming's so on target. And we're so happy that our What's Next Living Longer, Better, Smarter podcast is a part of your programming as well. You all are great to work with.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when we started the fall prevention program, it was after my grandpa fell, and he passed away from the fall actually. But now, just in the last 2 weeks, both of my parents have fell. So it's starting to become a lot more real for me too. And yeah, just happy to be able to provide this types of programming to the people that need it most.
Well, Discover Live is a live virtual travel company. I think you're about 5 years old. Tell us more, Jay and Tricia.
Yeah, so I'll start, and then Tricia, you can feel free to jump in here. So we are the pioneers and the leading experts in providing live or pre-recorded virtual world travel experiences. Those experiences are specifically crafted for the CCRC communities or the older adults living independently. 5 years ago, since 5 years ago, we have virtually teleported tens of thousands of older adults to over 200 destinations around the world, mainly to igniting their passions and fueling their interests. And aside from the senior living communities and the older adults, we're also collaborate with many Fortune 500 companies, serving as their partners in delivering world exploration experiences for corporate events, client entertainment, or most importantly, the intercultural training to support their DEI efforts.
And Fred, I would just add one thing there. It's really interesting. Sometimes we go through a description of what our company is, and after minutes, if not hours of chatting to people, they sometimes don't really understand that we are truly live. And so, like Jay said, we also have pre-recorded material, but essentially our experiences take people right to the location. So if it's a walking tour of Paris, Florence, Tokyo, exploring the old temples of Egypt, our guests are right there with our tour guide, who's real time in person on location, and they get a chance to interact with the guide as well as other people who are on the tour with them. So it's live and interactive.
Well, we want to know about your partnership. What are you doing and how did it come together? So Mark, you go first.
Sure. So we at Spire 100, we have seen a need in the marketplace, the senior living space, for engagement, right? And we know that there's plenty of companies out there that offer really great content. The challenge is really centered around the budgets that these communities have. Most of our companies that offer this content to the senior space are priced somewhere in the $100 to $200 range. And that could be a large portion of a monthly budget for activities. So we decided to kind of vet the industry content providers and to take a lead role in bringing together some of the players, some of the content players in the space to provide a great product at a reduced price to the communities out there. And so we first launched our original bundle, which included Coro Health and One Day University last year. But we've seen some good success there. So we're like, okay, we need to try to fill out the whole, all the dimensions of wellness. And so we were looking at other content players in the space. What are we lacking? What else is being used? What else are people raving about? And so that obviously brought us to Discover Live. And so now we're adding Discover Live and a couple other companies, Photavia and Memory Bio as well, to our bundle to round out and to give communities the option to really provide the entire wellness wheel. So now they can offer fitness, they can offer music, faith-based content, lifelong learning, travel, conversations, and just kind of trivia and general information, general engaging information to their engagement programming. And they can do it all for one really, really great price. We'd like to think, at least.
Jay and Trisha?
Yeah, I feel like we're actually so lucky to be part of this bundle as a company that we have been working with the senior living communities for so long, and we know our products touches at least 5 out of the 6 dimensions of wellness. But something is always missing, just like what Mark was saying, that now we're all grouping together so that hopefully that we can provide a more complete wellness program for the senior living communities and also the older adults, not only high quality, the premium quality contents, but also at a very affordable pricing. So the value is definitely there.
Yeah. And just one thing, I think Mark and Jay have really covered quite a bit, but to me, what's really so impressive about this, not only just the ease of use and that whole idea of kind of one-stop shopping, but this is premium providers. This is the top of the line, best in class in everything that we offer. So all 6 are the premium providers in the space. So this is almost in our eyes, a no-brainer for communities, easy and the best partners to work with.
Yeah, and one thing we really love specifically about Discover Live is, first of all, they offer great live engaging content, but also if someone can't make it, they're offering the content and making it available on demand as well, which we think is critical. All the companies that are part of the bundle are offering content that is on demand. Some of them are offering live content as well, but we know that it's really hard to fit, get onto these calendars in the communities if you're only offering live programming.
Is the idea that people would experience from your guides in various places around the world, they would essentially get a a tour guide showing them around with the idea that maybe the people will travel there, or is it sort of in lieu of travel? You're taking us there virtually.
It's really both, Jay. I'll jump in.
Go right
It's
ahead.
really both, Fred. So there's plenty of people who look at our product, our offering, as kind of a pre-tour or pre-travel opportunity. In fact, Mary's one of them. Prior to going to London, she met up with our guide and did some pre-travel research. So there's lots of people who will look at the product for that. But then there are many, Fred, who, for various reasons, whether it's physical limitations, financial limitations, they don't have the opportunity to be there live. And Jay and I have set out from the very beginning with a mission of our experiences will be better than being there in person. And so it's a lofty goal, but that's what we aim for every day. And so it's really both.
Yeah,
And during
well,
COVID, of course,
yeah,
physical travel was a lot more difficult, if not impossible.
right. The during the COVID, actually, we're lucky enough to be able to bring 4 generations or 3 generations of family members, so all traveling together, have fun together. It's a pretty it's a great experience that we're really proud of, and a lot of the tours that we offer are also focused on the different interests. So if people are focusing on the garden, we're going to be visiting the top 10 gardens in the world. If people are interested in the food, okay, let's visit the local markets, specifically serving the street foods. The end goal at the end of the day is we wanted to have the people share the similar passion, similar interest to be able to make friends. Because to us, especially serving the older adults, the social isolation is, and the loneliness is a huge thing that we want to address, and we want to help to improve those conditions. And through our tours, we actually see that happens in front of our eyes, and then we feel really good about it.
And I can say the tour was wonderful. I got to find out about the tea shops and the gardens and the stores and the museums, and it was so personalized. So this is wonderful news. Mark, tell us a little more about what the partnership will mean for your viewers, many in senior living, and congratulations on the distribution you've built into the senior living communities.
Thanks.
It's really market leading, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, right now our content's available in close to 5,000 senior living communities across the country. And we're hoping to bring the bundle along with as best as we can. We haven't talked about integrating content into our site. Right now, everything is kind of still housed on each other's platforms or on their own platforms. So that there's potential. I could see us sprinkling a piece of content or two across the different platforms. Just to kind of let people know that we have partnerships out there, but nothing like that's been developed yet. So really what it's going to be is us trying to bring the other companies along to work with the distribution companies that we're already partnered with to try and create the best use cases in the senior living communities. Because, right now, to be honest, right, when someone subscribes to our content, or to the bundle, they're having to sign on to the different platforms individually. And we're trying to work a way to figure out the single sign-on, which will hopefully be coming in the next year or so. But that's a lot of time, right? So right now we have some great partnerships with some technology and distribution companies as well, that kind of creates a single sign-on experience, and also on a technology that the residents are already used to, and it's all native to them, right? So they turn on their TV, they can access our content. We're hoping to offer the entire bundle through many of these distribution partners as well.
So congratulations to all of you for what you're doing to improve the lives of older adults.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Our next guest is the founder and CEO of Toy Labs. That's TOI Labs, Vic Kashyap. Hi, Vic.
Hi, how are you doing, Fred?
Hi, Vic. Great to see you again.
Great to see you, Mary.
And you've taken your concept of a smart toilet seat and have come to market with Trulu. and have a growing list of clients and partners. Give us the overview, Vic.
Sure. So we have really been growing as a company. We have developed a revolutionary new product that allows us to understand our health just from beneath us. So this toilet seat Trulu is now deployed in senior living communities across North America. And we have a number of exciting partnerships and a lot of great outcomes that we've been able to demonstrate. So it's been an exciting ride, and a lot has happened since Fred and I spoke last with you, and Mary. We participated in the competition that you had hosted that we won.
Well, give us
And
some
you won
names.
that. Oh, go ahead, Fred.
3, 2, 1. Vic, give us some names. Give us a sense of the kinds of partnerships and clients you've been able to forge.
Yeah, so when we started, we made a decision that we really wanted to focus on the senior living industry. And so we started out with a few small partnerships with companies in California, and since then have really expanded across the US. It really started with demonstrating the outcomes and what the technology could really do in a few places and a few settings, to really begin to help share what it is the potential of the technology can do. And so for those of you who aren't aware, we built a system that enables a toilet to be transformed into a healthcare monitoring system by optically scanning the waste to be able to understand very important changes that happen inside someone's body. So we really are going after this area that we call gut health. It really involves creating a feedback loop between what people put in their bodies and what comes out of them.
So Vic, tell us, what should potential clients know about the costs, and why is this a good investment? Because I know it's early detection of UTI, for example.
Yeah, UTIs are one of the kind of things that are tracked today in the symptoms are tracked in these senior living facilities. What we're doing is we're actually automating the collection of information that really has no comparison today in the clinical practice of medicine, because it's not able to be objectively tracked. So stool and urine are really important to human health. I mean, if anyone who's even engaged with the healthcare system knows that getting a stool or urine sample is messy, it's inconvenient, in some cases it's downright embarrassing. And care staff in these facilities, they are today responsible for keeping track of this type of information, but it isn't very effective the way it's done today in current practice. And so by being able to automate it, be able to have a system that is tracking it without any effort on the part of the resident or user, any effort on the part of the care staff or the home care aide, we're able to identify basically abnormal patterns that occur in the output. And there's a number of different areas that this has been used, but chronic diseases are one of the areas where this has really proven to have an impact, and also falls. A lot of chronic diseases, a lot of people may not know this, but things like dehydration and sepsis and urinary tract infections are some of the leading causes of serious falls that result in hospitalizations due to delirium and other issues that are caused by these conditions, these chronic conditions.
Tell us a little more about the pricing of the technology, and I guess more or less give us the sales pitch, how you're able to attract the clients, why this is a good investment for them.
Yeah, so when you look at the cost of care in whether it's in a home setting or whether it's in a community setting, it is becoming incredibly expensive and difficult to be able to retain individuals in these settings. And so the ability to use an AI that can take on a task that humans had to do before and completely automate that and be able then to enable a deeper understanding of what's going on in someone's health is a very strong piece of value. And so we capture a very small part of that value today just by covering the costs of the seat that we rent and the service that we provide, which includes physicians on our team that establish thresholds that determine what the reports look like that we deliver to our customers on a daily and weekly basis. But we charge a small subscription fee compared to the other types of services that exist out there. And when you compare it to what the cost is of this human care that's required, and you also compare it to the cost of the cost associated with an individual whose disease progresses because their symptoms are not being monitored effectively, it's kind of a no-brainer because you're dealing with something that and we have some data around this where by not addressing problems that exist and allowing them to persist and allowing them to then turn into much more serious problems, that becomes costly for a lot of different types of entities. It becomes costly, of course, to the individual and their life and their acuity and their pain and suffering, but it also is costly to the care that's required because they have to then move to a different type of care sometimes after some of these diseases are able to progress. And then it also is very costly from a bottom line standpoint for a lot of these operators who want to be able to maintain the acuity growth in their communities.
Are there things that you can share with other startups, other entrepreneurs about how you go about getting your message across and attracting clients?
So as probably a lot of the readers are aware, the industry itself tends to be conservative. And adoption of new technologies, in some cases rightfully so, is seen through a lens of risk management and making sure that there isn't harm that's being done, there isn't extra work that's being created, that there's really no behaviors that have to be modified in order to use a new technology. And so I think that serving this industry requires being able to adapt to these types of requirements. And what we found is that once you are able to do that, it becomes just much easier to grow and gain awareness in the industry. It's a small industry. The reality is it's a small group of individuals and companies that are influencers, and if you can really demonstrate value to them, I think that it's word travels fast.
I remember when you were at the Carlton and the chief clinical officer was so excited about the results, and you even had some of the community members excited and wanting to be in your videos. I have one question. Tell us what impact winning the competition had on you.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible, Mary. I mean, the competition that you put together every year is a real opportunity for the whole industry to come together and to identify and help promote some of the most promising technologies out there. And so for us, it was very powerful. I mean, we were able to immediately be recognized as a company that was serious about this market. And the network that you've put together is phenomenal. I mean, the people around the table who we were able to meet at that event, I still am friends with. We still help each other out, and it's been a great impact.
And what's next for you?
So we have a lot of I would say, goals to get this technology in under the, we call, butts in seats. But we think that our technology really should be under the butt of every single boomer, and we can add value to their life in a significantly meaningful way. Far more so than other options that exist that they could use. And so that's, I would say, a very short-term goal. We are very focused on making that happen. And one of the ways in which we're doing that is by really going into the home and the home market. We're making that a priority. We've really landed and established a presence in the community market. But the next phase for us is really enabling people to turn what today is a very dumb piece of plastic that they sit on every single day to something that is going to deliver value into their day, into their life, in a really meaningful way. And we're really focused on that. I think that we do have a feature roadmap in the company that is very exciting. It gets me very excited to think about some of the things beyond just the optical analysis or scanning of waste that today we're known for. But I think that there's a lot that can be done in the bathroom and as it relates to healthcare that we're working on.
I noticed that Lowe's is now going into the aging in place market. We've seen other companies putting products into Best Buy. So I do think this is the right direction.
Terrific. And the advances in AI that we all hear about and read about, they having an impact on what you're able to do?
So in terms of some of the things that are happening in the generative AI world, we definitely see ourselves as essentially being a medical assistant for a person in a very unobtrusive manner in the background. While today we aren't using generative AI, we are using a form of AI that I think is extremely powerful. It's one that's been well proven in things like self-driving cars and otherwise. And what we have is an application, I think, of true AI, in the sense that we're taking something that a human being is doing or should be doing, and we're making it better than what they could, than the current state. And if you look at this task of identifying abnormal changes to output, it is something that should be done for everyone. In a sense, we're bringing some of the top urologists, the top gastroenterologists, and we're peering into your toilet bowl. That's how I like to describe our business. And so in a sense, we're democratizing something that is in the minds of some very high-skilled people. We're applying computing and machine learning to it, and then we're bringing the power of that to as many people as possible. And to me, there's no better way to apply AI than in that kind of a manner, really for good, as opposed to some type of other purpose.
Vic, tell us who some of your investors are.
So we have raised over $7.5 million to date. Our investors include Sloan, which is one of the largest commercial bathroom companies in the world, Freestyle Capital, which led our seed round, and we have a number of other physicians and customers of ours who are also investors.
So we want to thank you for this amazing work that you're doing and for spending time with us, and congratulations on all your progress.
Thank you so much, Mary. You've played a big role in our company, and I just want to say how grateful we are to having your support, and we look forward to continuing to work together.
That is it for this edition of What's Next Longevity Deal Talk. Thank you to Vic, Mark, Jay, and Tricia. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Magnolia. Thrive at home with expert support. Find more at joinmagnolia.com. thank all of you for watching or listening. Tell your friends, and you can always find us at maryfurlong.com/podcast.